All right, let's skip the usual introductions today, because we're dropping right into the harsh, freezing reality of the northern wilderness for this explainer. I want you to really imagine the biting cold of an icy wind, the deep, untouched snowdrifts, and a life where every single second is a literal battle for survival. We are embarking on an incredible, completely immersive journey today. We're going to explore the ultimate survival story by putting you directly into the paws of one of nature's most relentless creatures. So bundle up, let's begin your life as a Wolverine.
Okay, picture this. You open your eyes to the darkness. Buried deep beneath the snow, you are merely a heartbeat in the tundra. Your journey has begun. You're born as a tiny, weak, entirely helpless kit. You're blind, completely dependent, and surrounded by nothing but the earthy rocks of a hidden den and the soft warmth of your mother. Outside this tiny little pocket of safety, the misty mountain tones and the icy blues of the frozen forest are just waiting for you. You are incredibly vulnerable here, and the sheer scale of the wilderness above you is just overwhelming.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how your entire existence is defined by just two words. Gulo gulo. That's your scientific name, and it literally translates to glutton. From the very moment you take your first breath, you're driven by this insatiable, relentless hunger. It's like a biological engine that's going to push you through blinding blizzards, over dangerous cliffs, and across miles and miles of deep snow trails. This defining characteristic, it isn't just a fun fact. It is absolutely the driving force of your entire life. It's the only reason you'll endure.
So, Phase 1, birth in the frozen den. As you lie there in the quiet darkness, your everyday reality is just extreme vulnerability. You can't walk, you can't hunt, and you definitely can't defend yourself. Your mother's warmth is literally the only thing keeping the freezing weather at bay, while every little sound outside is a stark reminder of the danger waiting for you.
Think about it like a giant contrast. On one side, you have a sanctuary, warmth, safety, and your mother's fierce protection. On the other side, a freezing, dangerous, and totally unforgiving landscape packed with predators and harsh elements. Just inches away from your safe haven is an environment that actively wants to end your life before it even really gets started. The transition from this safe den out into that terrifying wilderness is, without a doubt, the steepest learning curve imaginable.
Eventually, though, you just can't stay hidden. It's time for the lessons of the wilderness. So the crucial point is that this is where playful curiosity crashes headfirst into harsh survival realities. Every single game you play, every rock you tumble over, it's actually a high-stakes lesson in survival. You're learning the boundaries of your world, and let me tell you, the wilderness is a totally unforgiving teacher.
Your maturation process is just incredibly rapid. Check this out. At week 2, you're still in blind reliance. By week 6, you're out there exploring those snowy forests. At week 12, your nose hits the ground and you're following complex scent trails. And by month 8, boom, you are facing the wild completely alone. You have virtually no time to figure things out. This timeline really shows the massive pressure on you to learn how to survive before that first brutal winter hits, because winter in the tundra, it takes absolutely no prisoners.
So, here is your grueling childhood education broken down. Step 1. Observe your mother hunt, soaking in all her raw power. Step 2. Scavenge your first scraps, quickly learning that every single calorie is sacred. Step 3. Build those incredible climbing muscles by scrambling up rocks and trees. And Step 4. Hone your territorial instincts, realizing that isolation actually equals safety. You're checking these boxes day by day, furiously building the physical and mental toolkit you absolutely need for what's coming. And then, the temperature drops, bringing the brutal winter struggle. The playful days are completely gone, and the true test of your endurance finally begins. You're walking through these cinematic, beautiful mountain passes and deep snow trails, but you are completely alone, surrounded by miles of just freezing silence. Now, I want you to really ask yourself, will you survive the freezing night? The tension here is just immense. The environmental dangers are constantly pressing down on you. Food shortages are absolutely crushing your energy levels. You're dealing with intense loneliness and profound physical exhaustion. The moonlit wilderness offers no comfort at all, only freezing shadows. Every single night is a test of your sheer willpower just to wake up the next morning.
Negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Think about that for a second. That is a physical gut punch. This is the extreme, paralyzing cold that you have to endure while burning massive amounts of calories just to keep your heart beating. At this temperature, the air literally hurts to breathe. The snow is like broken glass. Your physical exhaustion is at its absolute peak, yet you have to keep moving, keep searching, keep hunting. To put that into perspective, this metric defines the absolute edge of biological endurance.
Okay, let's dive into this, because these are the mechanics of your survival. Step 1. Track the faint scent of decay for miles across the ice. Step 2. Use your massive claws to dig through 6 feet of densely packed, concrete-like snow. Step 3. Use your incredibly powerful jaws to crack open frozen bones just to eat the marrow inside. You can almost feel the burn in your own muscles as you desperately scavenge for a meal that some other predator left behind weeks ago.
The reality here is deeply, deeply serious. Your life is an outright battle for existence. You face failed hunts where your prey just outruns you. You face brutal food shortages that leave you starving for days on end. You face constant territorial conflicts where you have to fight simply to defend your right to scavenge in a particular valley. And through it all, the whole shebang, you're operating in a state of near-complete physical exhaustion. This harsh northern environment grants absolutely zero mercy.
But if you survive that first winter, you enter a totally new phase, ruling the frozen tundra. And this brilliantly illustrates how you're no longer the victim, you are the apex master of your environment. You've mastered survival, you know exactly how to navigate the deadly blizzards, and you walk through the frozen forests with a heavy, confident stride. The struggle is still there, for sure, but your response to it has completely evolved.
Look at the competition. On one side is you, solitary and relatively lightweight but fiercely aggressive. On the other side, massive grizzly bears and highly coordinated wolf packs. Logically, there is no way you should stand a chance. But here's the crazy part. You punch so far above your weight in these David versus Goliath battles that you routinely steal food right out of the mouths of massive predators. Your fearless aggression more than makes up for your size. You are absolute dynamite in a small package.
You stand your ground despite the overwhelming danger. This becomes your daily mantra. Just feel the sheer willpower it takes to live by those words. When a bear challenges you for a frozen carcass, you don't run. No, you bare your teeth, you release this guttural growl, and you stand your ground. The resilience required to achieve these near-death victories is just staggering. You survive because backing down simply isn't in your DNA. And these are the triumphs of your peak adult years. You aren't just surviving anymore, you're truly living. You're surviving deadly, whiteout blizzards. You execute your very first completely successful hunt of live prey. You navigate vast, dangerous distances to find a mate in the lonely wilderness. And eventually, you fiercely protect your own offspring in a hidden den, just like your mother did for you. The daily struggle transforms into this profound journey of emotional growth, sacrifice, and absolute resilience.
But, the wilderness eventually catches up. We enter the final winter. The pacing of your life begins to slow down, and the physical toll really starts to show. The seemingly infinite energy of your youth fades into a quiet, dignified endurance. Look at the toll of time. At year 3, you were at your absolute peak physical strength, just an untouchable force. By year 7, you were accumulating scars, injuries, and near-death memories, basically badges of honor from a life fiercely fought. And now, around year 10, you're slower. You're wandering through familiar territories, remembering past battles in those misty mountain passes. You can feel the ache of your own accumulated scars, the heavy weight of a life entirely dedicated to survival.
Your scars ache, but you are a master of the frozen world. This is such a beautiful, proud realization. Every single scar tells a story of a battle you didn't run from, a winter you didn't surrender to, and a hunger you overcame. You've reached a natural, quiet ending in the wilderness. You didn't lose, you simply completed the journey. You endured everything the harshest environment on Earth could throw at you, and you did it completely on your own terms.
So as you close your eyes for the final time, sinking into the soft, snowy whites of the deep snow, I want you to ask yourself, did you conquer the brutal wilderness, or did it forge you into its greatest survivor? It's a really profound thought to take away from this explainer today. Nature shapes us, it tests us, and ultimately it claims us. But the sheer willpower of the Wolverine, that remains legendary. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope this completely changes how you view the true masters of the frozen world. Keep exploring.